There we go. Good morning, everybody, and good afternoon, and welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and CoffeeStream number 324. Holy crap, I've been away for a week. Glad to be back. Logan was sick all week last week, so that was no fun. And I'm back now because he's at school. Alex is at school. And speaking of Alex being at school, holy crap, let's start off the stream with a rant, shall we? So I was dropping Alex off this morning and we were a little bit late, so I took him to the office. Which means that I was lucky enough to hear the following announcement as I walked in the door. Good day, everybody. I would just like to acknowledge that we are not on, or the land that we are on is not our land, meaning the school. The school is not built on our land. We acknowledge that it is on indigenous land. And here's the part that is burned into my brain. We acknowledge our white privilege and oppression over the indigenous and neutral groups. And we stand with our indigenous and neutral brethren. Now, I did some looking this morning, and there are several school boards that have started acknowledging that the schools are built on indigenous territories, and that then they name the nation whose territory the school is on. But I did not find any, protocol on those specific words. And this was the principal that was making this announcement. And I'm rather flummoxed because, I'm not going to sit here and say that Canada didn't treat the natives really badly. And I'm not going to sit here and say that there still aren't issues like, the problem with the mercury in the drinking water, right? That's a big issue that the Canadian government is doing fuck all about, okay? I'm not going to sit here and say that, the residential schools weren't a travesty, all right? I'm also not going to sit here and say that we shouldn't teach our kids about them in history class, right? But I am not going to say that the principal should be instilling white guilt and self-flagellation into elementary school children. I'm not okay with that. And the shitty part is that my school board is so, liberal that if I were to send a letter to anybody, I would basically be just being labeled as a racist, and I could make stuff hard for Alex. So I can't say anything except for, here. And the only thing that me and Pincalo can do is just try and counteract what's being taught with facts. PP, you can't indoctrinate properly if you don't catch them young, says Maddie. Yeah, I guess not. Hello, Fury Kitten. Let's see. They don't stand enough to give the land back, just to virtue signal about it. Yeah. What in the all fuck, yeah. It's... Hi, Lindsay. I'm really upset about it because there's literally nothing I can do except try to educate Alex and, and Logan when he gets to school about what's really going on without sounding like a crazy conspiracy theorist. Like, this is like, and it puts people like Pincolo and I, who are not by any means saying that the treatment of the natives is or was a huge issue and a huge problem, right? And there still are issues and problems, but to say anti-white stuff like that, and to call it anti-white, makes me a racist in today's climate. It makes me the bad guy to say, hold on a second, that's hate speech. Why are you saying that to little kids? Even though I stipulate to the treatment of the natives as bad, I don't, I'm the bad guy because I don't want my kids to be told that they're oppressors when they're not. I'm the racist when I don't want my children to be shouldered with the burdens of their ancestors. That makes me a racist. That makes me a bad guy. I'm very upset about that. We need inoculation against indoctrination, says Fury Kitten. We do. Just advise them they can't be racist. They have more native heritage than Elizabeth. Yeah, Warren, and she's a POC. Ugh. Yeah, I was furious this morning, and now I'm just sad. Like, cause this is a sad state of affairs. And like I said, because I don't want my kids to be saddled with things they didn't do, I'm a racist. And I'm a shitty person. You know what? Fuck off. No. That's not how that works. So, let's move on to something that will make me a lot happier. I'm going to share my screen. Let's go over here. We're gonna, in keeping with the tradition of reacting to the DLC gameplay trailers, I did Zindel, I did the Joker, I think I did the Terminator. So now we're gonna do Spawn, because he's the last DLC character in Combat Pack 1, and he is available for early release on St. Patrick's Day. Yay! And then for all public access for those who didn't buy the Combat Pack on March 24th. So, I'm going to hit play, and then I'm going to scroll down a bit so you guys can see the video. And I'm demonetized right now.
Press embedded video attributed to Mortal Kombat from link end of.
Come on. Play. Come on.
End of. Link from.
You know
attributed
you want
to Mortal Kombat. Embedded video. Press button.
There we go.
0 button.
That's not in the cards.
So we have Spawn versus Scorpion. Oh, come on, Twitter. What the fuck are you doing? Hold on, guys.
Attributed to
Okay, here we go. Hope you guys can see it. I like the chain. You can hear it. You can tell that, yeah. Apparently he goes invisible, but that move won't work on me. Fatal blow. And here's where I get demonetized.
Fatality. Spawn wins.
And Malvolgia comes and takes him back to hell. That is the best. Oh god, oh my god. I cannot wait until March 17th. And then we get, Jackie gets some Hellspawn skins as well. So, that is what happened on March 17th. And I will totally be doing a How I Learn. I'm gonna go through a spawn and do so will the visually impaired person be playing the person who is living impaired? I'm and here was me thinking this was a PG-12 stream. Yeah, no. Oh, I can't wait. I think, and Pincalo's probably going to play Spawn a lot more than me, but I'm definitely going to at least do a video going over his moves. And, yeah, and what I think about it. But I'm very excited. That headline, oh god, no. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. We're gonna get into this. This is our first news story. Democrats hunt for Trump slayer may lead to Hillary comeback. Oh boy. Oh my. Okay. Let's take a listen here.
Now that the once sprawling field of Democrats seeking the presidency has become a two-man race, many in the party are breathing a sigh of relief. All the more so because Joe Biden is the clear frontrunner and the dreaded Bernie Sanders looks to be fading. You are currently...
Wait, you guys are breathing a sigh of relief because Joe Biden is your candidate? Okay.
So it's all set. Biden will be the nominee and give the party a solid chance of scoring a November trifecta, beating President Trump, taking the Senate, and holding the House. You are...
No.
Count me as skeptical. Instead of a smooth ride, it's more likely that the Dems' desperate search for a Trump slayer will hit more turbulence, and an alternative to Biden still could be necessary.
Could be necessary, huh? Just could. The man doesn't even know which office he's running for. Yeah, because she worked so well at beating Trump last time, says Grill and Pirate Pete. Yeah, I know. I am shocked by these murder simulators masquerading as entertainment. Tut tut tut, says Fairy Kitten. Oh my.
Guess what? One just happens to be waiting in the wings, hoping for an invitation. Before you laugh at the prospect of link, a Hillary Clinton comeback. Consider the two weird twists and turns of Biden's campaign. You are currently
Biden
on a text
voiceover. Biden, not Biden.
The widespread belief that the former Veep is ready and able to go the distance strikes me as wishful thinking at best. It is suspect because it is so sudden and reflects a complete reversal of the sentiment about him less than 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
After he finished 4th in Iowa, 5th in New Hampshire, and a distant 2nd in Nevada, the consensus was that unless Biden won big in the February 29th South Carolina primary, he was toast. Heading level 4. See all. The political obituaries were already written and blamed his demise largely on the notion that his party had left him behind. Then there were his brain freezes and frequent bouts of oddball references, as in make sure. You are link. You have the record player on. You at night. The kindest commentaries held that old Joe had lost a step. Then came the South Carolina blowout. With the strong backing of black voters, Biden, link, racked up nearly half the total vote and joyously declared, "We're alive."
We're alive! Just like Frankenstein!
He beat 6 rivals and the all-important expectations of a more narrow win. This was manna from heaven for a party frightened by the prospect of a Sanders nomination, and instantly the word went out for the also-rans to circle the wagons around Biden. Senator Amy Klobuchar and Pete Buttigieg obeyed while Tom Steyer simply withdrew.
Yeah.
3 days later, Biden again beat expectations by winning 10 of 14 Super Tuesday states against Sanders, Michael Bloomberg, and Elizabeth Warren. You are...
Well, Warren was just kind of... Warren was just treading water barely, so...
Now the pressure to unite led Bloomberg to quit after just 1 day on the ballot and turn his lavishly funded campaign, link, into a Biden super PAC. When Warren quit without making an endorsement, Sanders was a weakened, lone opponent. The cranky commie sympathizer probably can't stage a comeback, but Biden is capable of blowing his chances all by himself.
The cranky commie sympathizer. Oh my. Well then. Chelsea might run for 2024. That would be scary. Joe consistently sounds like an old man talking to other old folks about his grandkids. You're not wrong, Maniac Man. The DNC is so afraid for Bernie ruining their image that they are willing to put somebody up front that is clearly suffering from dementia. Yeah, you're not wrong, Lindsay. I think Ivanka should run as a Democrat in 2024. That would be amusing. If I were American, I'd probably vote Frankenstein over Biden, says Renovatio. That's funny. I hereby dub Biden the Dementia Don. Yep.
His revival can't erase the memory of the sad failure he was just 2 weeks ago, nor are the cognitive issues suddenly resolved by a winning streak.
No,
You are
they're
currently
not.
on a text,
They're
put it
really
this
not.
way, which Joe Biden will we see from now on? Does the new, improved version have the stamina and mental health to go all the way? Or will the long summer and the attacks from Trump on him and his family break him? You are currently... It is noteworthy that his wife, Jill Biden, seems to be by his side far more often. The image is that of a nurse or mediator between him and the world. Jill Biden looks on as her husband.
So here's a picture of Jill.
Link.
Joe and Jill, huh?
Link. Jill Biden looks on as Getty. End of. Questions about whether he is capable of being president can't be avoided. That should force the party to quietly consider others who could be called upon at the July convention to take the nomination if Biden reverts.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Sanders would get the crown, and I don't believe Dem leaders will let that happen. They realize he would be an electoral college disaster and cost them their gravy train of power, patronage, and donors. You are...
Yeah, but they don't really have anybody that won't cost them their gravy train and their power.
But who are the alternatives? All the supposed moderates, Buttigieg, Klobuchar, and Bloomberg, were thoroughly rejected by primary voters. The prickly Warren finished third in her home state.
Yes, she did.
All of which leaves Clinton as the best backup plan. She's hardly my cup of tea, but for all her problems, including doubts about her physical stamina, she is a fundraising machine, has a true following, and could hit the ground running. You are...
So what? She's a fundraising machine. Good for her. That's not... That does not a good politician make.
And, in case you hadn't noticed, she's advertising her availability. You are...
Yes, we have noticed, and we're all laughing.
It's surely no coincidence that Hillary... link was released Friday. During the height of the primary season, the Sweetheart documentary, complete with broad promotion, stories, reviews, and interviews with her, is a massive and slick selling job. You... Once again and always, she is selling herself. The fact that... she and Bill Clinton cooperated. Make it certain this streaming Hulu project will add nothing new that would damage her. The 4-hour biopic seems to be just another of her airbrushed memoirs, albeit one you can watch. You are...
Yeah, there's a reason she's selling herself all the time, because she's evil and has to keep making herself look not evil. That takes a lot of work.
This makeover, according to reviews, tries to inject dashes of glamour and cultural gravitas about feminism into what is essentially a loser's story. While it's impossible to miss the rollout and her glee in using the film and interviews to stick knives into Trump and Sanders, it's also impossible to miss the timing.
Well, yeah. She's not stupid. The pudding cup debate. All her problems, like she may be a murderer and her husband is a rapist. Yeah, exactly. Show that picture of Joe and his wife to him and see who he... Wait. Show that picture... Joe that picture of himself and his wife and ask him which one is Joe. He may not know. Oh my. Oh my. Alright, let's see here.
Heading level 4 link. Heading all the party has to do is call. Her bag. All the party has to do is call. Her bag is packed. Indeed, Clinton would have to be dead not to dream of a miracle, one that would give her the victory fate has twice denied her. Her platform writes itself. You are currently on...
Yes, and that's why she always loses.
She didn't really lose the 2016 election. Trump colluded with the Russians to deprive her of her civil right to be president. Anything else is just a Republican talking point and part of the vast right-wing conspiracy. You are...
Oh my god. Oh my god, I've never actually seen it written that blatantly before. I've never seen it written that blatantly before. Hello, irate. Wow. All right then.
Or maybe you're a deplorable? You're with her, or a misogynist. You are currently on... Oh, what fun. Merely to imagine doing all that again leads me to wish the very best of health to Joe Biden. You are... Fallout from FBI's political... Oh, fallout from FBI's political problem. You are with the... link. Coronavirus panic. And the roller coaster stock market grabbing headlines. Other important news gets little attention. A prime example is yet another report detailing breakdowns in the FBI.
Wait, what?
This one, from the Justice Department's Inspector General, focuses on lapses in cases involving domestic terrorism. The report cited at least 6 attacks where the FBI had just a hunch, but perhaps the FBI would do a better job of protecting Americans from the real bad guys if it kept its nose out of politics.
Oh, okay. So you're throwing in a red herring about the FBI. Oh my god. This is such a... Oh my god. I can't go on with this article. I can't take this seriously. This is just, oh, Jesus fucking, they went there. Yep. Let's see. Um, let's see. Here we go. This is another one. Some of these are a few days old because I was, they were gonna be read for the other streams, but they're still relevant. Moscow City. People ignoring coronavirus self-isolation rules could face prison. So we've got a photo of just the city center here. So let's take a listen here and a read.
Reuters. Moscow city authorities threatened prison terms of up to 5 years on Sunday for people failing to self-isolate in their homes for 2 weeks after visiting countries hit hard by the coronavirus outbreak.
Well, yeah, because you're not doing if you're not going to do anything to stop, or if you're not going to do anything to help prevent things, then you can, yeah, maybe they should, yeah. Fury Kitten has a good point. He says maybe the FBI would do a better job if they actually prosecuted politicians that blatantly broke laws and kept confidential info on private servers, or private unsecured servers whilst Home Secretary. But that would make sense. Scheduled streams aren't foreign to you, are they? No, but they, because I've been, dealing with Logan being sick, my streaming schedule got all thrown off, so that's why the title is like that.
The city government had announced a high alert regime and imposed extra measures on Thursday to prevent a spread of the illness in the Russian capital. Those who returned from China, South Korea, Iran, France, Germany, Italy, and Spain, and other states showing possible unfavorable signs of coronavirus should self-isolate themselves at home for 14 days, Moscow City Hall has said. York advertisement. The Moscow Healthcare Department said on Sunday that those disregarding the regulation risk severe punishment, including imprisonment of up to 5 years.
Well, if you're not going to isolate yourself to help keep communicable diseases at bay during a possible pandemic, then yeah, you can fuck off to prison.
It said authorities would be checking self-isolation through use of closed-circuit TV cameras.
Okay, that's a little creepy.
In an information sheet, the department said it was okay for residents. 12-point dot.
Yeah.
In an information sheet, the department said it was okay for residents in self-isolation to walk their dog, but at a time when there are fewest people in the streets, and wearing a face mask.
Yeah, like, it's gonna be inconvenient, but, you went to a country that has a bunch of coronavirus cases, and then you came home, so you either quarantine yourself or the state will do it for you.
There have been 15 cases of coronavirus infections reported in Russia so far. You are reporting by Enron Spirit.
So that's that story. Let's jump on over here to this story. But before we read it, let's check chat. Let's see. Family first every time. Yep. Exactly. Exactly, irate. All right. So, this headline says, fears of coronavirus contamination prompt coffee chains to temporarily ban reusable mugs. So let's see here. So stores got the orders to stop using reusable cups on Wednesday, and by Thursday, signs such as this were visible on many of them. So this is at Starbucks. And here is the body of the article.
Starbucks, the Second Cup and Tim Hortons are temporarily forbidding customers from bringing their own reusable mugs because of fears that they could help spread the coronavirus. Starbucks said in a release on Wednesday that it is instituting a number of new policies to handle the virus that has so far infected almost 100,000 people around the world and killed more than 2,000. Period. Among the new policies is a temporary halt to the reusable mugs that the chain has been encouraging customers to use to try to mitigate the environmental damage of disposable ones. The policy includes a temporary end to the practice of giving a customer a reusable mug to use if they choose to stay in store.
Oh, wow. So they're not even handing out the glass mugs, like when you order your food and to stay in the restaurant, you get your food on actual, like, well, at Tim Hortons anyway, you get your food on an actual plate, you get a actual coffee mug, and then when you're done, you just bring it back to the counter and they wash them. So they're actually not, they're stopping that, okay, for now.
Advertisement. List one item. Bullet. End. Starbucks has more than 1,400 locations across Canada, and the policy will be in place at them. The chain has a policy of offering a 10-cent discount to any customers who bring in their own mug. The chain says it will still honor that discount, but the customer will just be given a disposable mug instead. The chain did not offer any details as to how long the policy would be in place. You are currently on a text.
But wait, so how's that gonna work? You're just gonna give your coffee away for 10 cents less because people are like, well, I have a mug, but you won't let me use it. Like, what if they don't have a mug? Do they have to bring the mug and show it to you? How? By drinking out of someone else's mug? I don't know. I don't know. Hello, Costin. Hello there, Mr. Costin.
The chain also says it will be stepping up its cleaning and sanitizing in all its stores and has canceled all large-scale meetings between employees until the end of March. It has also canceled all business-related travel for the foreseeable future.
Stepping up its cleaning and sanitation practices. What were they like before? Were you not using soap? I'm concerned now.
Tim Hortons is taking a similar approach, saying in a statement Friday morning that it will also take a pause on using reusable cups at its stores. That policy throws a wrench into the chain's plans to revamp its Roll Up the Room promotion. This year, you are currently It was planning to give away 1.8 million reusable cups. During the program, in response to criticism about the number of disposable cups it normally uses for it, advertisement, frame. The guest will be provided their beverage in a recyclable paper cup, the company said. Second Cup is also taking action. The coffee chain will also honor its 20-cent discount for customers who bring a reusable mug. But unlike Starbucks, Second Cup will still allow customers to use ceramic mugs for in-store use, the company said in a statement.
Yeah, because here's a thought. Just wash the damn mugs and, don't put your lips on a mug before you've washed it as an employee, Like, I don't know any employees that are walking around picking up the mugs that customers have been using and just start, licking the rims. Just, like, what? Ugh. Oh, man.
All ceramic mugs are washed in high-pressure sanitizers, it said, and the company has reminded staff to monitor the machine's temperature and wash their hands prior to unloading dishes.
Oh my God, you mean common sense? Things you should be doing in a restaurant area even without a viral panic? Just saying?
Second Cup has taken other measures over the past month, including increasing the number of times its cafes are cleaned each day and offering additional sanitizing supplies for baristas and customers. York with files from the Canadian.
Sounds like Second Cup is the most logical out of the three coffee chains. Stop drinking dregs. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, there's still some coffee in here from this unknown person. I'm going to drink it. You know? Oh my goodness. Okay. Let us go over to this article. So here's something I actually agree with. Because it's really hard to get therapy, like long-lasting therapy, for depression and anxiety. So this says Ontario announces free therapy for people with anxiety or depression. But with current wait times of 2.5 years for young people, mental health advocates say the province needs to provide more funding to treat more severe mental health issues. Absolutely it does. I'll agree with you on that. I will definitely stipulate that.
The Ontario government is launching a new mental health program that will provide free therapy for people with anxiety or depression. Mindability is part of the province's new mental health strategy unveiled Tuesday and will launch in the spring, said the province's Minister of Health, Christine Elliott.
Okay.
Through this groundbreaking program, an individual will receive an assessment from a trained mental health clinician and offered a therapy program that best addresses their level of need.
Interesting.
Link. Elliott, period. Link. Elliott said. Period. Amp underscore. Users will be able to sign up online, over the phone, or via text message. Patients will then be provided workbooks and online modules, group therapy, or one-on-one counseling. Elliott said patients will not incur any out-of-pocket costs.
Okay.
Advertisement.
How long will this last, though?
Mindability will offer cognitive behavioral therapy for people struggling with anxiety and depression. Anyone with more acute illness will still need to seek out other medical avenues. York.
Okay.
Elliott said the program will cost about $20 million, and once fully implemented in 3 to 4 years, will serve 80,000 patients annually.
All right.
But mental health advocacy groups say the initiative won't work without substantial and immediate investment to reduce wait times.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that because it's just to get into a counseling center, not even like a psychologist, just to get into a counseling center, you can wait quite a few months, sometimes 6 months at the good outset, just to get into a counselor. And if you're on something like disability, like I am, you would only get 8 sessions covered. And, for a lot of people with depression and anxiety, 8 sessions will barely scratch the surface of whatever's going on. Like, it'll cover immediate stuff, right? But a lot of the root causes of depression and anxiety are not immediate. And that's an issue. So, I mean, it's a good idea, but I actually agree with with the mental health groups that without a big initial investment, this is going to flop, and there's going to be a lot of people waiting a long time, and you may not get the quality of therapist that you need, because the government may be focusing on kind of serving as many people as they can instead of focusing on how well that they serve these people. So, like I said, it's a good idea in theory. But it could be a while, or it could be, or as long as they don't try and force everyone into anxiety into group CBT. Oh God, that would be awful. Hello, Snugs. Ugh. Let's see. And then Fury Kitten says, took me years just to get a referral. I was then put into a group of depressives. I am a unipolar manic with anxiety. Worst place to put me. Not for me, but for them. Yeah. Sorry, everyone. I'm just not a guy that ever had depression. Amen. Quantity, not quality, shows that they're doing something regardless of outcome. Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Link. Found that a 2020 CMHO report. Found that 28,000 youth and children are on waitlists for mental health services in Ontario, with an average wait time of 2.5 years.
God damn, that's incredibly heartbreaking. And that's why you see so many homeless people who are mentally ill, because they slip through the cracks, or they're on these wait lists and they have nowhere to stay while they're on the wait lists, and then they're homeless, so they get lost, and nobody, or when it's their turn, nobody can find them because they're homeless, and they go untreated. Or they get, shoved into a psych ward for 72 hours and then thrown back out again. It's sad.
A spokesperson with Children's Mental Health, Kathleen Powderly, told Vice that the project only covers one form of treatment. There are 28,000 children and youth that need help now.
Yeah, I don't like that it only covers depression and anxiety. I mean, I suppose you need to start somewhere, but it definitely needs to cover more than depression and anxiety, because that could mean anything, right? I don't know.
_. CMH and other mental health groups acknowledged that Mindability has potential, but said the government also needs to fund support for people who face more severe mental health crises.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm glad that the mental health groups are saying that it has potential. That's good. The way that they're doing, the way that CMHA and all the other groups are advocating, this is how you do advocacy, right? They sit there and they go, okay, this has potential, right? However, here's where it needs improvement. Here's what needs changing, blah, 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 blah. That's how you do advocacy. You don't read at people. You stipulate some things, and then you go, okay, but here's where things need to be changed. And you do it calmly. Right? I got to say I'm having a wonderful day. My ankle is healed and I'm walking with the cane again. Awesome, dude. Awesome. I'm really glad to hear that. Grill and Pirate Pete says, of all the things that my dad passed down to me, I wish he'd kept his depression. Oh, yeah, and then he says, at the last family reunion, 4 of his 8 siblings also suffer from it, as well as half my cousins. Oh. That is rough. That is really rough.
According to IBSIS, access to mental health services is link the top-ranked medical priority overall. You are currently among Ontarians who believe children and youth should only wait up to 2 days for therapy, if they have to wait at all.
Yeah.
Elliott also announced a new agency, the Mental Health and Addiction Center of Excellence, which will assess and address problems associated with healthcare access, she said. Elliot did not say how much the new center would cost.
The Mental Health and Addiction Center of Excellence? Are you saying that the mental health or addiction is excellent? Are you saying the center is excellent? What? I'm not entirely sure that's what I would have called it, but okay. The Mental Health and Addiction Center of Excellence. Cool. Okay. I would just like the psychologists to understand what the word irrational means in irrational anxiety. I know. I feel you. I feel you. Oh boy.
The progressive conservatives have promised. Link. $1.9 billion inches funding to improve mental health and addiction services. You are currently over the next decade. You advertisement. Doug Ford's government has. Link. Cut millions of dollars worth of mental health spending. In the past, annexed former Liberal Premier Kathleen Wynne's promise of $2.1 billion inches additional mental health services over 4 years.
Yes, and then they replaced it with this plan. Okay. Yes. Are there a lot of cuts that are happening right now? Yeah. Is Ford doing it the right way? You know what? Probably not. Do the cuts need to happen? Unfortunately, yes, because Ontario is in massive debt. What Ford's government is trying to do is they're trying to figure out how to make cuts, but also how to invest in the economy. They have been given a no-win situation. And they're trying to do the best that they can. Like I said, I don't agree with everything that he's doing at all. But I really don't think that he's doing things. I think he's doing things because he feels that he has to. It's the successor to Derek Zoolander's Center for Kids Who Can't Read Good. Oh, well done. Well done. Oh. Let's see.
Link. In a joint statement published by mental health advocacy groups, including the Canadian Mental Health Association of Ontario, advocates estimated that at least $380 million a year is needed to begin eliminating wait times.
That's a lot of money that unfortunately we don't have.
A 12-year-old with suicidal ideation needing intensive mental health services can't wait for 2 years, the joint statement said. An 18-year-old man who has overdosed 3 times in the last month, whose assessment points to a need for long-term residential addiction treatment, can't wait another 18 months.
No, you can't.
Follow on Zaledziowski.
So that's that story. And these advocates are right. That's the sad part, is that they're right. It's just the money is the issue. Because our province is not, like, we are in debt. So now we're going to move on to the sciencey stuff. I have got 3 sciencey articles. So we're going to read about the Mars rover. I think I have 2 articles about the Mars rover. Let's just get to the headline here. Oh, excuse me. First, I think that's the first yawn. Come on, headline. Oh. There it is. There it is. Okay. Here we go. NASA's newest Mars rover gets christened with strong official name. The Mars 2020 rover now has an official name, Perseverance. Cool. So let's see. All right. Here we go.
NASA's next Mars rover will depart Earth in July, bound for the Red Planet. After
Oops.
March 9, NASA's next Mars rover will depart Earth in July, bound for the Red Planet. After landing in February of next year, the six-wheeled rover will explore its surroundings. Initially dubbed as Mars 2020 as a nod to its launch date, the rover has just received an official name. Link, Perseverance.
Cool.
Period. As part of a nationwide contest, NASA challenged children in grades K-12 to come up with a name for the robotic explorer. This follows tradition as rovers of the past, and even planets, Hello Pluto, have been named by children. Viking, Pathfinder, Sojourner, Spirit, Opportunity, Curiosity, Insight, and now Perseverance.
Nice.
The newest rover will build on the success of those robotic explorers who came before it by collecting the first samples of Mars for a future return to Earth. It will also lay the groundwork for future human exploration by testing new technologies.
Oh, it's actually going to come back to... Oh, that's cool. So the rover's going to come back to Earth, or is it going to send a little probe back? That'll be cool.
Yes, it's curiosity that pulls us out there, but it's perseverance that does not let us give up. Thomas Zurbuchen, NASA's Associate Administrator for the Science Mission Directorate, said during a news conference on Thursday. Although curiosity and perseverance look like twins, the two rovers are quite different, but it takes the pair to help us better understand Mars and its habitability.
Cool.
Perseverance is a strong word, he said. It's about making progress despite obstacles. You are correct. There has never been exploration without perseverance, Zurbuchen added.
Not wrong.
A total of 28,000 entries were received, and over the course of several months, NASA narrowed the field down to just 9 finalists. The public was asked to vote for its favorite, but ultimately the final decision was up to Zurbuchen. Each student was tasked with writing a brief essay supporting their choice of name. The finalists are listed below, and you can read more about the contest. Link. Period. List 9 items.
All right, let's see what the finalists were.
Bullet. Endurance. K4. Oliver Jacobs of Virginia, 1 of 9.
Cool.
Bullet. Tenacity. K4. Eamon Riley of Pennsylvania, 2 of 9. Bullet. Promise. K4. Amirish and Sherry of Massachusetts. Bullet. Perseverance. 5. Bullet. Perseverance. Bullet. Vision. 5-8. Hadley Green of Mississippi. Bullet. Clarity. 5-8. Nora Benitez of California, 6 of 9. Bullet. Ingenuity. 9-12. Vanessa Rubini of Alabama, 7.
Cool.
Bullet. Fortitude. 9-12. Anthony Yoon of Oklahoma, 8 of 9. Bullet. Courage. 9-12. Tori Gray of Louisiana.
Those are all actually really good names. But I like Perseverance the best. Butt Pirate. Smart kids would have named the two Wild and Gypsy. Especially this close to St. Patty's Day. That's funny.
End of list. A side-by-side view of the Mars 2020 and Curiosity rovers. Credit.
So that's what what Perseverance and Curiosity look side by side.
The Perseverance Mars rover, which looks nearly identical to the Curiosity rover that landed in 2012, will begin its mission exploring Jezero Crater. Equipped with a suite of specially designed instruments, it will look for signs of life called biosignatures. NASA's research indicates that Mars was habitable sometime in its past. But so far, we haven't been able to detect any real signs of ancient life yet. The rover's team thinks that its specialized suite of instruments will change that.
Cool.
To that end, Perseverance will drill into the Martian surface, extracting samples that will eventually be returned to Earth for further study. Returning the samples is a challenge that NASA is already starting to tackle, along with the European Space Agency. The agency estimates that the earliest it can send a mission to fetch the rover's samples would be sometime around 2026 or 2027.
Oh, okay. So what they do is they would send maybe another robot to go and get the samples, or maybe that would be the first human mission to Mars would be to retrieve the sample.
The Mars helicopter is an autonomous rotorcraft that will travel with the 2020 rover. Credit, NASA.
Oh, that's cool.
The Mars helicopter is end of. In the meantime, Perseverance will be busy scouring the surface for evidence of microbial life as well as testing out technologies that future human missions could rely on. It will
Oops.
end up. In the meantime, Perseverance will be busy scouring the surface for evidence of microbial life as well as testing out technologies that future human missions could rely on. It will also carry link the first helicopter. You are currently to explore another planet. This small, autonomous rotorcraft will launch attached to the rover's belly. Shortly after arriving on Mars, the softball-sized craft will use its dual blades to slice through the Martian atmosphere. According to engineers, its blades will generate nearly 3,000 revolutions per minute, 10 times the rate of helicopters here on Earth.
Well, that's because the atmosphere of Mars is about what? I can't remember the number, but it's minuscule compared to our atmosphere. How come no one wanted to call it the Virgin Martian Penetrator? I want to live on Mars, says Snugs McLeod. Grow mutant marijuana plants on Mars. Would you want to smoke that, though? Because, unless you put it in a greenhouse, it would die. It wouldn't even grow, because the radiation would just torch it. So unless you grew it in a greenhouse, you wouldn't even get weed. It would just be fried.
The Mars helicopter will conduct as many as 5 flights, each time flying a bit further away than the last. For its first flight, the helicopter will climb to 10 feet, 3 meters, hovering for about 30 seconds. If this technology proves to be successful, this type of craft could be used to explore Mars ahead of human exploration.
To get a whole a global picture. Oh, that would be cool.
NASA. Heading level 4, sponsored content. Link, bot link. Opens
I
in a new
think
window.
that's the end of that article.
Going beyond automation solves network complexity.
Let me see. Yeah. So that is the Perseverance rover. That's kind of cool. Now let's take a look at this one. This is another Martian story. Oh my goodness. Stop yawning. Sorry, there's a few links I need to get through here. Come along. There it is. Magnetic fields around NASA's Mars lander are 10 times stronger than scientists expected. Well, that's interesting. Let's take a look.
When NASA's link interior exploration using seismic investigations InSight lander set down on Mars in November of 2018, it began its 2-year primary mission of studying Mars seismology and interior environment.
Okay.
Third part. And now, just over a year and a half later, the results of the lander's first 12 months on the Martian surface have been released in a series of studies. One of these studies, which was recently published in the journal link Nature Geosciences, shared some rather interesting finds about magnetic fields on Mars.
All right, let's hear.
According to the research team behind it, the magnetic field within the crater where InSight's landed is 10 times stronger than expected. These findings could help scientists resolve key mysteries about Mars' formation and subsequent evolution. You are currently... These readings were obtained by InSight's magnetic sensor, which studied the magnetic fields within the mission's landing zone. This shallow crater, known as Homestead Hollow, is located in a region called Link Elysium Planitia, a flat, smooth plain just north of the equator. You are currently...
All right.
This region was selected because it has the right combination of flat topology, low elevation, and low debris to allow InSight to probe deep into the interior of Mars. Mag Sensor Graphic 768 by 393 image.
So that's a picture of I guess the graph, the sensors, the sensor graph.
Katherine Johnson, link, and a senior link.
Oops, sorry.
Prior to this mission, the best estimates of Martian magnetic fields came from satellites in orbit and were averaged over distances of more than 150 kilometers, 93 miles. Katherine Johnson, a professor of Earth, Ocean, and Atmospheric Sciences at the Link University of British Columbia, and a senior scientist at the Link Planetary Science Institute, Sci, was the lead author on the study, as she said in a recent UPC News Link story, One of the big unknowns from previous satellite missions was what the magnetization looked like over small areas. By placing the first magnetic sensor at the surface, we have gained valuable new clues about the interior structure and upper atmosphere of Mars that will help us understand how it, and other planets like it, formed. You are correct. The ground level data give us a much more sensitive picture of magnetization over smaller areas, and where it's coming from. In addition to showing that the magnetic field at the landing site was 10 times stronger than the satellites anticipated, the data implied it was coming from nearby sources.
Interesting. I wonder if it's because I wonder if there's an internal magnetism or if it's just
Third party measuring magnetic fields on Mars is key to understanding the nature and strength of the global magnetic field, also known as magnetosphere, that Mars had billions of years ago.
Yes, because I think it's been proven that it no longer has one.
The presence of this magnetosphere has been inferred from the presence of magnetized rocks on the planet's surface, leading to localized and relatively weak magnetic fields. According to data gathered by Link, Maven, and other missions, scientists predict that roughly 4.2 billion years ago, this magnetic field suddenly switched off. This resulted in solar winds slowly stripping the Martian atmosphere away over the next few 100 million years, which is what led to the surface becoming the dry and desiccated place it is today.
I wonder why, I'm sure all the scientists also wonder why, but I wonder why the magnetosphere collapsed. Do flat earthers believe that the other planets are spheres, or do they not even believe in the other planets? I don't know. I really don't know. Mars is everyone's bitch, says Fairy Kitten. Everyone wants to probe, penetrate, and poke her. Next, I am waiting for the Mars. Next, I am waiting for the... Oh, God. That's an image, Fairy Kitten.
Because most rocks on the surface of Mars are too young to have been magnetized by this ancient field, the team thinks it must be coming from deeper underground. As Johnson explained, we think it's coming from much older rocks that are buried anywhere from a couple 100 feet to 10 kilometers below ground. We wouldn't have been able to deduce this without the magnetic data and the geology and seismic information InSight has provided.
Okay, so they think it's coming from older rocks that are subterranean. Gotcha.
Third party. By combining InSight data with magnetic readings obtained by Martian orbiters in the past, Johnson and her colleagues hope to be able to identify exactly which rocks are magnetized and how old they are. These efforts will be bolstered by future missions to study Martian rocks, such as NASA's Link Mars 2020 rover, the ACES, York Link Rosalind Franklin rover, and China's Link Huoxing 1 Black HX-1 Mars HX-1 mission, all of which are scheduled to launch this summer.
Everyone's going to Mars now.
Mars Earth Mag Field 768 by 360. Image.
And here's another sensor
Artists
graph.
Insight's magnetometer. Insight's magnetometer also managed to gather data on phenomena that exist high in Mars' upper atmosphere as well as the space environment surrounding the planet.
Cool.
Like Earth, Mars is exposed to solar wind, the stream of charged particles that emanate from the sun and carry its magnetic field into interplanetary space, hence the name. Link. Interplanetary Magnetic Field. IMF. But since Mars lacks a magnetosphere, it is less protected from solar wind and weather events. This allows the lander to study the effects of both on the surface of the planet, which scientists have been unable to do until now.
Cool.
Link. Said Johnson. Because all of our previous observations of Mars have been from the top of its atmosphere or even higher altitudes, we didn't know whether disturbances in solar wind would propagate to the surface. That's an important thing to understand for future astronaut missions to Mars. You are currently on
That's very true.
third party. Another interesting find was the way the local magnetic field fluctuated between day and night, not to mention the short pulsations that occurred around midnight and lasted for just a few minutes. Johnson and her colleagues theorized that these are caused by interactions between solar radiation, the IMF, and particles in the upper atmosphere to produce electrical currents and hence, magnetic fields.
Weird. But awesome. Until someone says that Mars has evidence that that could lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton, then boom, just like Krypton. Oh, that's awesome. Let's see. Mars is a dude. That's funny. Mars is a dude.
These readings confirm that events taking place in and above Mars' upper atmosphere can be detected at the surface. They also provide an indirect picture of the planet's atmospheric properties, like how charged it becomes and what currents exist in the upper atmosphere. As for the mysterious pulses, Johnson and her team are not sure what causes them but think that they are also related to how solar wind interacts with Mars.
Cool.
In the future, the InSight team hopes that their efforts to gather data on the surface magnetic field will coincide with the Maven orbiter passing overhead, which will allow them to compare data.
That would be really helpful. Man, this is really awesome to be alive during this discovery of what's going on Mars. Like, I bet you that I will be alive to watch the first manned Mars mission. And that would be awesome.
As InSight's principal investigator, Bruce Bannard of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory.
Not Bruce Bannard. Not Bruce Banner. Bruce Bannard. Let's hear. Bannert. B-A-N-E-R-T or D-T. So B-A-N-E-R-D-T. Not Banner. Bannert. Okay.
As InSight's principal investigator, Bruce Bannard of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Link. Summarized. : The main function of the magnetic sensor was to weed out magnetic noise, both from the environment and the lander itself, for our seismic experiments, so this is all bonus information that directly supports the overarching goals of the mission. The time-varying fields, for example, will be very useful for future studies of the deep conductivity structure of Mars, which is related to its internal temperature.
Cool. This is so awesome to learn about. I love science-y stuff like this. Watch out for that gamma radiation. It won't be the first manned mission. It will be the first disabled mimics of color on Mars. That's funny. Don't make him angry. Yep. You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
This study is one of 6 that resulted from InSight's first year of mission data, which can be link accessed here. However, this is just the beginning for the InSight mission, which will wrap up its 2-year primary mission towards the end of 2020. Of particular interest are the X-band radio measurements that will show how much Mars wobbles as it spins on its axis, which in turn will help reveal the true nature of the planet's core, solid or liquid.
That'll be an interesting discovery.
Exciting times lie ahead for the many missions we have, or will be sending, to Mars. Be sure to check out this video of the InSight Mission 2, courtesy of NASA JPL. You are frame. You are in frame 10. Link. Photo image up. Heck, subscribe to channel. Button. Link. Watch later as blind share. Play. End of.
How long is it?
Play. Button.
Nah.
YouTube video.
We will. We'll move on to the next article. The last article. Another NASA thingy. And this is the last article. Oh, hold on a moment. Login, yes please. Log in with YouTube, yes please. Yes, sign in with the Blind Press account. Why did that happen? That was not helpful.
Incoming call 800-622.
Go away. So, there's, I keep getting scam calls telling me that my social insurance number has been, or will be temporarily, deactivated because of some suspicious activity in some provinces. Even though it won't tell me what they are. Isn't that amazing? And then I should press 1 to find out more. Yeah, no. No, thank you. So, I have finally gotten into my streamlabs. Apologies for how long that took. Thank you very much to RVA for the $3. Mars attacks and it will be Trump's fault. Yep. Not wrong. Not wrong at all. There's a pissy banner advert blocking the article. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can close it. Let me see if I can find it and close it. Let me try and close it. If I can. Where's the stupid fucking X? They hide these goddamn things. Go away. I wish that I knew where that stupid X was. Sorry, guys. I don't know how to close that advert. Oh, and this is an old article anyways. It's from January 1st of 2019, but it was in the latest of the Google News. Closed but keeps on repopping. Well, it's an old article anyway that shouldn't have been where it was in the Google News page. So, I'm actually going to stop screen sharing here, and I am going to end because I am starving and I am not feeling the best. So and it's not sick. Don't worry, I'm not sick. It's another issue. But I will what I will do is I will see you on Wednesday with Skep Talk. On Wednesdays with Skep. And if you would like to see more of me tomorrow night, you can come and see me on the Minions of the Zoo at 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central. And also jump over and catch me on Twitch on Thursdays at 1:30 Eastern. I was also streaming on Twitch last night, and the stream is up. I have the past broadcast saved. So, and there's also a clip on my Twitter page of the highlight of where I got a brutality. That was awesome. And I'd like to thank you all for watching. And this Friday, Irate and I are finally going to have a stream together. He's going to be my guest on Friday. So that'll be fun. And so on that note, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I sure enjoyed putting this on for you. And I'll see you on Wednesday. Have a great day, guys.